Created by Dutch artist Johannes Vermeer in 1655, Girl with a Pearl Earring features a young girl in a striking pose, turning her head over her shoulder, directly engaging the viewer with her large, expressive eyes. Visually speaking, Vermeer employs a dark background to create a contrast that amplifies the subject's illuminated face and vivid attire. The choice of color is noteworthy. Soft yellows and blues juxtaposed against deep blacks create an emotional depth. The brushwork is meticulous. Vermeer's technique of layering thin glazes allows light to interact delicately with the surface, resulting in a luminous effect. Girl with a Pearl Earring reflects the Dutch Golden Age's focus on domestic life and individual portraits. The socio-political climate in the 17th century Netherlands, characterized by flourishing trade and cultural exchange, can be seen in the luxurious elements of the girl's attire, suggesting a wealthier social class. The focus on the individual character in art illustrates a shift in values towards personal identity and subjectivity. The question that a viewer may surmise at first glance is, who is the girl in the painting? The girl appears to be young and almost innocent due to her age, and due to society's standards of innocence, which Vermeer has intentionally applied in the way he has painted the girl. The title of the painting also brings the viewer's attention to its ambiguity. Because of the girl's lack of given name or background, the viewer may also ask why she was painted by Vermeer in the first place. Vermeer has painted Girl with a Pearl Earring using very few elements. The painting only contains that which makes the girl's mystery more engaging for the viewer. The girl is wearing clothing that is different from the attire most girls were wearing at that time in Europe. There is maturity in not only the girl's clothing, but also her expression and pose. The age of the girl also brings into question the way in which Girl with a Pearl Earring has been painted and may be received by the viewer. The decorative clothing and glowing light of the girl's face in the painting suggests a conflict between what is right and wrong within her portrayal. This again brings the viewer back to questioning her identity and purpose of Vermeer's choice in painting her specifically. Vermeer applied irony in the title of Girl with a Pearl Earring because of the seeming insignificance of the pearl earring in comparison to the other elements in the painting. Once again, the pearl earring is a mark of maturity and also a mark of conformity to the everyday attire women may have worn during that time in Europe. The pearl earring juxtaposes against the other clothing worn by the girl that were not from Europe. However, by titling the painting Girl with a Pearl Earring, Vermeer brings attention to the pearl earring so that the girl's identity as a European girl remains a part of the painting's concept. Perhaps Vermeer was making a statement about the changing days ahead, as younger generations started to explore other cultures with trade bringing in different clothing and food, which could be experimented with and even accepted. The simplicity of the brushstrokes and the lack of colors make the painting even more ambiguous and enticing to decipher. The girl in the painting is painted with few differences in tones of color, perhaps due to her age and perhaps to make her seem more beautiful. Once again, there is a conflict in making a girl of her age appear alluring to the viewer. The simplicity of the painting, such as the color choices and the contrast between light and dark shades, brings out the beauty of not just the girl, but even the clothes and the pearl earring. This exploration of beauty touches on the topic of femininity. Alongside the exploration of new cultures using clothing, perhaps Vermeer is also trying to portray a girl who is transitioning from a girl to a woman. This would make Girl with a Pearl Earring a very controversial painting for its time, when women and men were not conversing about feminism openly, and perhaps the topic of womanhood was only occurring behind closed doors among women only. Despite its simplicity, Girl with a Pearl Earring is a complicated work of art that seems to be ahead of its time and perhaps should be scrutinized further in order to understand its various elements. Johannes Vermeer has presented a girl who is seemingly unknown, however, brings forth important topics of discovery that will always remain relevant. This was Art Explained in 5 minutes. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and remember to follow at Thinking Artist. See you in the next one.